Boat Ed here with the Hamskea Trinity. When putting my Hamskea Trinity on my bow for the first time, I like to have an arrow, and you don't want to have the rest tied in yet. You want that whale tail to just be up in the air. Take the arrow, and you want to make sure that arrow's level, typically through the burger holes if they're there, or follow the directions in the manual, whether it's like 15/16 off the riser, whether it's 7/8 off the riser, whatever it says. Usually you try and measure your arrow to what the spec is in the manual to start. You can always paper tune later. It's easiest to do like this with the arrow on the rest. Could be difficult another way. The second thing I do is I look down the back of the bow and I just make sure the string is through the center of the grip, and then I look at the arrow and I see, is the arrow lined up with the string? Hamskea makes some really easy adjustments to make this work right. This is for the elevation. You just loosen this knob right here, just loosen it. And then here's your micro adjustment. You can adjust down or up very easily. And as you're watching your elevation, just do little small steps on your elevation, not big ones. You'll be impressed by how quickly it changes. And then right here, make sure you tighten it down when you're done. Loosen this to do your windage, and your micro adjustment knob is right here. Manage your windage, retighten the bolt, and you're done. Thank you, Hamskea. Your limb attachment cord moves that whale tail up and down. So what we need to do is we need to get it to the limb, and we need to have it be tight. And we need to make sure it's operable too. Anyway, so we're gonna tie this down to the limb. It helps to have a waffle, which I do not have right now, but I'll have to get one. And I like to have this little bevel right here, whatever you want to call it, loose when I do it, because I can always retighten that later. It makes tying it a little easier. And this is in the end where I'll actually do my adjustments to make sure that whale tail's all the way down. Now what we're gonna do here is more or less like a D-loop. So, well, like I call it a D-loop knot. And I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna go under, right? And I'm gonna go over, and I'm gonna go under. You see where I'm going with this knot here? I'm trying to do it one-handed so my other hand doesn't get in the way. There, so it looks like this. All right, now this is kind of weird because I'm doing this from your perspective here, but we want to pull that baby nice and tight. And then what we can do is adjust it, roll it over so it's actually on this side of the limb. There we go. Actually, I'm gonna get it out here a little ways. I'm gonna tie it. Now what I'll do with that little tail that's hanging off there is I'll trim that up and then I'll burn it. But gotta get myself a razor. And there we go. There's your knot. The last thing you gotta do is I usually burn the end of the string so it won't go through that little bevel. And then while the rubber band's off, you slide it all the way down to make that whale tail tight. And then you slip the rubber band over the top of that, and you're ready. Without that bow drawn, that Hamskea's gonna be tight. When the limbs loosen, or actually when the limbs draw tight because the string's pulling on them, that Hamskea will pop up. And then when you shoot, the limbs will whip that string and pull your whale tail back down, just to this same position here. The one thing I'll say I did not like is the whale tail, when I had the arrow centered with the grip and the riser, the whale tail was actually hitting the riser, preventing it from going down all the way. So I had to tweak the micro adjustment, I had to tweak the windage. So actually the arrow to me is not center. So I don't know if this will be an issue where we have to do some shimmying up here to get the cams to be a little further to the left or something. but I got a feeling there's going to be some paper tuning issues. So maybe the RX-7 isn't great with the Trinity Rest. Your QAD might be the better option here. This is Bodad. Thanks for watching me get my RX-7 ready to fire. We just got to slap a scope on there and we'll be ready to go. This is Bodad. I'm out.